Stop learning new words and phrases from now on, because this is the time you have to activate words and phrases you learned in the past. I'm sure you have already learned enough vocabulary to become fluent in speaking English, but you haven't fluent in speaking English, so that's a reason. It is because of your learning style. You had spent so much time for studying words and phrases, but you didn't spend time for practicing speaking. You spent very little time for speaking. Let me ask you, how many of you have completed studying this book to improve your English? I'm sure many of you have completed some books. Or I can also hear that some people are saying, no, I didn't use these course books when I learned English. I just learned English on YouTube. I subscribe to my favorite English learning channel, my favorite English teacher. You try to learn almost every video and try not to miss none of their videos, but still feel stuck, stay struggling finding words when it's come to speaking. You forgot to use words from these videos. And it's because you didn't spend enough time for practicing speaking. Your focus is only on studying new words, new phrases, new grammar pattern, and you didn't think that speaking is as important as studying words and phrases. Now is the time you have to activate words and vocabulary you learned in the past. But how to? It's very simple. Speak more, study less. You have to spend time for speaking. You have to practice speaking as much as you can. Try to find speaking partner so that the more you speak, the more you have to use words and phrases. Your brain is generating to remember or to recall the words and phrases you have learned in the past. So that is the way you activate words and vocabulary, by practicing speaking a lot. And if you don't find speaking partner, you can stay practice your speaking with ChatGPT. It's also a good way to improve your speaking skill. Or you can also practice speaking alone at home. Talk to yourself. You can talk to yourself almost 30 minutes or 1 hour. If you're really determined to improve your speaking skill, to build your vocabulary, talking to yourself is the best way to correct yourself as well. Try to record, because recording is one of the best way to remember vocabulary and to correct your mistakes. When you listen to your voice again, you'll notice where you made mistake, what is your strength and what's your weakness. You can correct grammar mistake, pronunciation mistake. So practice speaking with others, practice speaking with ChatGPT, also talk to yourself, so that you'll be activating words and phrases you learned in the past. And don't worry about others. People are learning new words and phrases while you are just activating the words that you have learned in the past. Don't worry about this, because after activating words and phrases, you will feel confident. You feel confident enough to speak when you are able to use words and phrases you learn, and you will become very happy after overcoming vocabulary problem and noticing yourself that you are being able to use different types of new words and grammar structure. That will help you. When you are able to use different level of words and vocabulary, you will feel confident to move forward. At the time, you can expand your vocabulary again. From now on, I believe that you have already learned enough vocabulary, but they are still passive. So go back and make them active. How to? Well, by speaking a lot.